Good morning. I think we're starting all over again. Steve Collins and come on
Gabriella.
in. What up? Gabriella Collins coming to you from San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are fired up and ready for a fantastic day today. People ask me daily, how can you create daily videos? Where do you get the content daily? And you know, it's a funny conversation because my thought is, well, have you stopped talking with your spouse? Have you stopped talking with your kids? How can you find fresh content to talk to your children about every single day? Well, you know, now you get it where it comes from. So one of the benefits I have of having 7 kids is I get to ask them from occasion, what is a subject important to them that they would like to hear about? And this morning, Gabriella said faithfulness in relationships. And I said, why is that? She said, well, from my observation in high school, in middle school, and even most adults that I see, I do not see faithfulness in relationships. And I thought, you know, that's a fantastic topic. So Angela and I, let me begin by saying this. Angela and I, this year will have been married 23 years. 7 kids, 23 years. And here is my take on the marriage relationship in a nutshell. There's 2 types of married people, period. 2 types. Number one type is working their freaking butts off every day to have a good relationship because it's work. The other people are lying about it. Or they're heavily medicated. Or they have just set a standard that's so freaking low that they don't have anything that they're living for anymore to look forward to or that's exciting, and they haven't set a high standard. They've maybe set a ridiculously low standard of, well, we're not killing each other every day, and I'm not coming home at night with you sitting on the back porch with Paco the pool boy, so we're good. The lowest level of existence possible for a relationship that has the greatest potential to be fulfilling and rewarding at a very deep level. Unfortunately, it requires significant work. 2 types of married people. Those who are working their frickin' butts off every day to make it good, and those who are lying about it, heavily medicated, or just don't give a crap anymore or have a standard so low that they're like that medicine bottle that says minimum daily requirement. What's the minimum daily requirement for us not to get divorced? What's the minimum daily requirement for us to just barely make it? What's the minimum daily requirement I have to give to keep them from running off on me? Versus saying, what is my maximum daily effort? What can I contribute to this? So faithfulness in relationships. Now, this is a very touchy subject because when 2 people show up at any age in any relationship, you have 2 completely different ways of looking at the world. Something as simple as this example will help you understand what I mean. If I was to say in a room full of people, dog, everybody in that room would likely have a different picture or a different image. In fact, when I did it at home with my kids, I said, dog, what do you see? They all had a different image, and then my wife said, I saw a cat. Go figure, how apropos, right? So when you're looking at the fact that you have 2 people that look at something entirely different, you have to have a place that you can both come together and agree on, this is our baseline. This is our foundation. This is what we agree upon above all else that has nothing to do with emotions or feelings. They are standards. Let me share with you a few of mine and Angela's. We have a couple of very simple standards. We are both what you would call Christ followers or Christians. Yes, I know I use crazy words. Yes, I know I got an edge. Yes, I know there's a chip on my shoulder. That's because I ain't as scared of God. I know He loves me like crazy. I know I bring Him great pleasure. And I know He really enjoys my edginess. He loves me like that, so that I can bring it to you in a way that's not goofy, religious, and so spiritual it sounds stupid. We have a foundation where we have agreed on this. We believe the Bible. Well, I don't understand the Bible. Well, sweetie sugar pie, neither do I. The stuff I understand is pretty freaking simple. Love one another. Treat her the way I want to be treated. Honor her. I know what that means. Love God, love people. By the way, if that's all I get in this life, I'm good. I'll figure out the details later. Just somebody help me love God and love people, and then I'll be aight. Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. If somebody comes to your house and they say, you want a Ferrari, you got a Ferrari, it's all yours. Check it out, you can have it, you won it in a contest. And they bring the Ferrari out front and you go, man, this is freaking awesome. And you hop in the car and you open the glove box, and in the glove box is an owner's manual. You look at the owner's manual and you go, hey, this freaking thing is in Italian. It's in Italian. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. You know what? Take your freaking car. I don't want it because I don't understand the owner's manual. Do you give him back the Ferrari, dude? Seriously? Or do you go, hey, man, I know how to grab a steering wheel. I know how to hit the gas. I know how to turn it on. I'll figure the other crap out later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, that's a chapter in my book. Just so you know, you don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You don't have to understand the whole thing to master the couple of little things that you and your kindergartners will understand that are not complicated. Just figure that out and you'll be good. So we have a foundation. So whenever Angela and I have a massive disagreement, we look at where is a biblical principle that we can agree upon, and we both give up and throw in the white flag and say, okay, well, we're gonna rest on that. We're going to rest on that. That's where we are going to have our place of agreement. We obviously are not going to have our agreement in our conversation. God's word will be our standard. That's what we're going to fall back on to the best of our ability when we have a disagreement. Other simple standards we have. We don't hang out with members of the opposite sex for fun. In other words, we can do whatever the heck we want to do. We have just heard years ago about a guy named Billy Graham that said, I don't do one-on-one stuff with a member of the opposite sex. Ruth, his wife, Ruth Graham, you know, if y'all know Billy Graham, the evangelist, she don't hang out with the dude of the opposite sex. For the last 23 years of our marriage, we have chosen that if we have a simple standard that we both agree to, just to be wise, that we do not hang out with members of the I don't go to bars with girls. I don't hang out with girls. You know, if there's more than one, like the Collins group is made up of all ladies, the coaching program is made up of all ladies. When we have our teams together, that's it. I don't have a friend that is a girl that we hang out with and have deep emotional conversations with. We just don't do that. That's reserved for my wife. She doesn't have a dude at the gym that she works out with. That's her workout dude guy, just because we have chosen not to. We have standards. So faithfulness in relationships can come from building a hedge around you, not based on fear, I don't trust you, or I'm jealous. It's based on wisdom. It's just simple wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. Simple wisdom. It's being wise. Does it cost you something? From time to time, yeah. I have folks all the time, lenders, title companies, mortgage companies, that, hey, can we go out to lunch? Nope, we sure can't. I can't? Nope, we sure can't. I don't go out to... If you want to bring a few other people, or if you want my team to come, we can do that, but we can't do that. And I don't have to explain myself why. I don't got... and my wife have a standard to be wise where we will not go to lunch or dinner with a member of the opposite sex. I don't do that. You know why? That would be weird and stupid. I don't have to explain my standards to anybody. I just say, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. If you take the team or you bring other people, we can do it, but not one-on-one. I don't have to explain myself to anybody, y'all. Angela and I have a standard. We have a standard in our relationship that is based on wisdom, not on fear or jealousy or weirdness. It's just wisdom. Hope that makes sense. So faithfulness in relationships is largely connected to having a place of agreement when there's disagreement. Okay, what's going to be your true north? What's going to be your Switzerland? What's going to be your neutral ground that you both agree to in advance to submit to in the heat of the battle? Let me say that again. It's something you agree to during peacetime so that you're prepared during wartime when it comes up. We also have some simple principles to keep us from becoming bitter. One of them that our pastor taught us years ago was simply this. When you have a major disagreement and you guys realize you've had a major disagreement, here's a principle. Whoever is the first person to have enough character, integrity, and humility to say, stop, time out, this is getting ugly. You know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? And say those words, not like, hey, my bad, sorry, my bad, you know, hey, you know, You know how it is. I was tripping. No, we literally say these specific words. I was wrong. Will you forgive me? And the other person must say, so this is the key, whoever says that first, the other person must say, yes, I forgive you. Now, let's just go there for a minute. Forgiveness doesn't mean I'm all right with what happened. Forgiveness doesn't mean we're going to jump in the bed and make up right now. Forgiveness doesn't mean I'm totally cool with what happened. Forgiveness doesn't mean my feelings are now in alignment and I like you again. Forgiveness doesn't mean we're good. Forgiveness just means we have spoken powerful words over one another that I'm not going to hold this charge against you as a conscious decision, not as a matter of the heart. Because in the heat, guys, I'm married to a fiery Latina, y'all. Seriously, we have a great marriage, but I'm always 3 fights away from being stabbed in the chest, y'all. So she would still stab me if she could. Do you understand what I'm saying? She would still bring out that. It doesn't mean she feels better. It's just that we have committed to using specific language that does something spiritually to a man or woman when one says, will you forgive me? Without excuse, will you forgive me for how I made you feel? Will you forgive me that you got angry? Weak. That's some bull crap, y'all. Seriously? Will you please forgive me that you got mad at what I said? That's so stupid. Just have the humility to take the frickin' bullet. Just take the dang bullet already. I was wrong. Will you forgive me? They have to say, yes, I forgive you. So when we have this type of disagreement, we have a plan in place during peacetime for when wartime shows up. If you don't have a plan during peacetime when wartime shows up, then you're not going to be ready to go. So we have several plans. We have, if it starts escalating crazy, then one of us has the right, without being beaten up by the other, say, look, peace, I'm out. I'm out. Now that doesn't mean that I jump in the Ferrari and go to the Mocara downtown for 3 days of massages, y'all. Seriously, what that simply means is I may walk downstairs. I may walk outside. She may, need to go to the mall just to, do some walk-in therapy or something. But we give each other the space to cool off because we talked in peacetime about what to do during wartime. Because, guys, wartime will show up. Battle time will show up. There will be fights all the time. Hey, man, I'm just authentic. 23 years married, 7 kids. Y'all, there's a little bit of extra pressure. Running a coaching business, running a real estate practice, there's a little pressure in there. And so we know that we have certain standards and certain boundaries that we've put into place during peacetime that we honor during wartime. Now, I know y'all saying, does it work like that all the time? No. Your Jesus loving Steve Collins, when she says, I was wrong, will you forgive me? I said, hell no, I ain't gonna forgive you. So there's that. I love y'all, but I'm just being real with y'all, right? You guys don't want a fake coach, right? You want a real coach? No, we've cussed each other out sometimes. It doesn't always work that way, yet we do come back to it. We do come back to it. Does that make sense? So when we set ourselves up in advance in preparation for wartime, and we have plans like that with our teenagers. When our teenagers go bazonkers, we've learned to say something that makes sense. If I don't have to do that, I'm not going to do that. Right, Gabriella, lean in here and just tell me I ain't lying. Say, he ain't lying. I ain't lying. I say, you know what? You're right. You don't have to do that. You're free to make that choice. You're not free from the consequence of that decision, though. So here's the consequence should you choose that, and the choice is yours, but here's the consequence. So, again, have a plan during peacetime for wartime, because wartime will show up. Faithfulness in relationship, guys, here's the other thing. People come with massive histories. Everybody's different. There are people that have been abused. There's people that have been absolutely hurt and crushed and destroyed by members of the opposite sex, where the walls are up and there's no trust and there's defensiveness and there's, I'm not going to let you into my heart. I'm going to end on this. There ain't no woman, guys. There ain't no man, ladies, who will ever be more faithful to you than your Heavenly Father. He is always faithful. When you are faithless, He is still faithful. That doesn't mean you're going to understand what He does and why He does. It doesn't make sense many times. At some point, you just have to make a decision. Am I going to think about Him up there as someone who really loves me, digs me, is into me, and thinks that I'm just the apple's eye? He's crazy about me. Crazy about me. Okay? Or I'm going to be like, nah, he up there with a lightning bolt just waiting to pop it on my butt cheek when I mess up. He thinks I'm ridiculous, and he just tolerating me. your view of how you see him is going to dictate how you show up in life with other people. I just happen to believe he's absolutely, incredibly blown away every single day at the crazy man that he created in this guy, and we got it like that. And with that liberty, I can now move forward and love other people because I know I'm being loved. I can forgive other people because I'm being forgiven. I can bless other people because I'm being blessed. I can identify with people hurting because I've been hurting. I can comfort folks because he's comforted me. Out of everything he gives me, I can pour it out to them. And here's a decision I had to make in my marriage regularly. Take notes on this statement. This is my conversation with me, I must continually earn the right for Angela to choose to stay married to me. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because I know y'all out there in Texas, y'all like hunters, y'all like, man, I told her I loved her when I married her, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I said I love you, I gave her a ring, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, she got money to pay bills, you know what I'm saying? I just go to work. Dude, she ain't a deer whose head you can cut off and put on your wall because you married her. What you did in the beginning to get her, sucker, you got to keep doing for the rest of your life to keep her. You got to keep her. You continue that. You know, well, I told her I loved her. Well, sucker, that was 18 years ago. Tell her every day. Text her every day. Spend time with her. Compliment her. Take time to listen to what she has to say. You got to do continually what you did in the beginning. I must continually earn the right for my wife to choose to stay in a relationship with me. Little thing on her finger ain't going to make her stay with me. Who do I have to become so that my wife is passionately thrilled and excited that she's in a marriage with me? Who do I have to become? It ain't on her. It's on me. If I put it on her, I'm going to disappoint. Well, if she would just do this, then I would be a nicer man. Well, if she would just say this, I'd be a better guy. Well, if she would just get it together, then I would do this. Well, if she would just be this way, then I would be that way. Well, if she would just do that, then I would do this. Do you see the flaw in that, ladies and gentlemen? That puts you in a victim mode, and you ain't never going to get breakthrough because you're putting your success in that relationship on the other person. You change. You take care of you. You change you. You focus on you because you ain't got no control over them. You change you. Even if they don't change for a minute, you're still going to get better, y'all. But here's what happens. As you change and you initiate, they begin to change. For things to get better, you got to get better. So I conclude with this, ladies and gentlemen. Faithfulness in relationship comes first of all with you experiencing the faithful love of a Heavenly Father who can fill you up and meet your needs in a way that no man or woman can. He's the only one that won't ever let you down, leave you or forsake you or leave you hanging, swinging in the wind, ladies and gentlemen. You might go through some hellish hard times. I know I have, but he's always faithful. When you're receiving those deep senses of love and fulfillment, acceptance from him, now you're in a position that you can give it to other people and be more open to receiving it. Hope that blesses y'all. Y'all have a great day today.